Okay, I'm going to get a report from each group real briefly about where you're at. Jacob Camus, could you tell us briefly about what you guys are doing with the Rail Solutions group?
The first thing we did was brainstorm ideas. What we did was brainstorm ideas. We went around and gave our viewpoints, positive and negative, for the rail. And based on those, we're going to come up with some scripts. And based on the scripts, we'll be able to produce some PSAs.
Okay, great. Can we get a report from the social political group? Yeah. Who would like to report?
Okay, we had quite a variety of different issues, and we went around first and found out what everybody was interested in. And then it seemed that what we had in common was that people wanted to see people become more active and willing to take action on behalf of their issues, get other people involved. So we developed a script for a PSA, and we're going to do it.
Awesome. Henry, would you like to tell us what you guys did?
So we went back to square one instead of square 5 or 10. And instead of focusing on what should be in a PSA, we focused on what is a PSA. And a PSA has a voice, it has music, it has a picture, it has a very simple message, and we focused on the content of a PSA and those kind of things rather than going to the next step and working on a specific PSA. So it's PSA 101.
That's awesome. Totally awesome. So, Lynette.
Well, alrighty then. I'm trying to figure out right now what it is I'm going to say. As you can see, we have a clean slate here, which tells you something about what got marked up, nothing. But we did have an interesting discussion and a little bit of criticism about the way the PSAs were laid out. And out of our group, I believe we came to an agreement about how you sell a product. But basically, we all are trying to sell a product, our program, our interests, whatever it is. And there are two ways to do it, apparently, but we actually came to figure out that there is only one good way. A PSA can appeal to your head, or it can appeal to your gut. These PSAs were actually written to appeal to your intelligence and your intellect, but a better way might be to appeal to your heart or to your gut. And if you're being interviewed and you have 10 or 15 seconds and 200,000 people might see you on Channel 4 News, what's the message that you want to give? You want to reach people's heads? You want to reach them in their gut. And so that's kind of where we were. And we had all kinds of good input. And what we were trying to figure out is, we gave plenty of examples too. We did a little bit role play to see what people would say. If you want people to relate to you, they're going to relate to you at the gut level. After that, they can figure out what else needs to be, what else they need to know. What are the issues? What are the facts? But first, they got to either agree with you or not agree with you by how they feel about what you're saying. So that's kind of been our approach to the PSAs. I think the words that are written are fine, and I like them a lot, but it's kind of missing that other part that's emotional. Emotional content is really, really important, and that's kind of like what we came up with, and that's why nothing got written down.
That's awesome. I'm just in awe of how unique all of us are and the way we approach things and how we come up with solutions. So those of you who want to take it a step further, contact Tom, Dane, and I, and we'll take it the next step if that's what you want to do with your project. I know that in the social political group, a lot of the people had their own issues, and you're welcome to come in and work with us one-on-one as to how you want to take that. So this has been a great exercise, and I know it's nearing 9 o'clock, and we have a whole part of the agenda that we're not covering, so I'm just going to skim over it real quickly. What I'd hoped to do with the next part of the agenda was to solicit your ideas so that Pololo could come up with a strategic plan for 2011 that really meets your needs, but we have to hear from you about what your needs are. We've been hearing from you one-on-one about the kinds of training you want, the kinds of problems that you're having that you want help with, and Tom is going to be sending out a SurveyMonkey so you can experience how SurveyMonkey works so that we can get a better gauge about where you're at with your needs and what would you like to see us be more responsive with. We'd like to experiment with taking the quarterly Kahea, which this is what it is, onto a monthly level. So on the first Saturday of the month, we're going to be meeting, and our idea is to spend the first part of the meeting brainstorming someone's problem or PSA. If you want input from other producers and other clients, come to that meeting, and after that, we'll have a workshop on a specific topic. And so what's planned so far is those who want to witness what the Rail Project people will be doing come on the 22nd. From 12 to 4, they'll be taping their, some of their stuff in the studio. On the 27th is the Internet Workshop, where we'll be going into more detail with what Tom covered tonight. On February 5th and March 5th, we have the monthly meeting schedules, and we'll just see how it goes. If it's not relevant and you don't think it works, we're flexible, we'll just change. But I suspect that we're going to be able to accomplish a lot. So I want to remind you that those of you that are submitting your video for the Volunteer Awards contest, please get your video in and talk to us if you want us to help you with it.
Where is the cutoff date?
It's today, but I think it's been extended to the 10th. So just get it into us and we'll be sure that it gets processed. Producers who are here can pick up their media. We have it sitting in the office. And if you can, try to reserve your mini studio times ahead of time. Right now, where we're at is that we're kind of maxed out on mini studio shows and things. So our time is going to be booked up pretty quickly. So please try to plan ahead for your shows and your guests. Let's see. And those of you that still owe us volunteer hours, we've come up with a more comprehensive list of the various ways that you can help. For example, there's a lot of producers who want to be able to get their shows dubbed. You can volunteer by doing things like that. Because producers who don't want to pay to have it dubbed can come in and schedule the dub station and do their own dubs. I know that most of you want copies of your shows. Let's see. May I
add something?
Yeah, please.
You guys heard Evern mention that I'm going to send out a SurveyMonkey survey. If you did not sign in, put down your email and say it's okay to be on the Pololo email list, then I'm not going to be including you in the survey process. So if you want to be included, I want to get your feedback. If you want to provide it, please make sure you sign in and check off that you want to be on the email list. I'll include you on the list as it goes out.
I'll actually send one more email to give you another chance in case you didn't, and also to pick up the people that didn't come tonight so that they can have a chance to participate in that. Belinda? The meetings will all be here because this is a Pololo-specific project and activity. Any other questions? Jim?
Nobody can hear my voice. I just want to say one thing, that in the Federal Communications Commission right now, Internet is in real trouble, but that's not really what I want to talk about, because there's something else that's a positive development, and that is low-powered radio. And I'd just like to see if this is something that maybe Olelo might want to expand into, because low-power broadcast radio might be a very good thing for Olelo to get involved in. And so just a suggestion.
I like your suggestion, but that also brings up, we're trying to see if Olelo can either create feedback at olelo.org or some better way for you to get those kinds of suggestions to us, and we'll certainly follow up with you about that. So it's 9 o'clock, almost past. Thank you very much, everybody. Did I forget anything, Tom, Dane? Dane has lots of tapes and DVDs for producers to pick up in our office. Those of you that are checking out equipment, you can check out equipment now. And thank you so much for all your energy and your participation.